Okay, one of the plugins that you really need to use is Blog2Social. We already showed you how to install it in the other video. Um, Here is Blog2Social. What it does is it lets you connect to the social networks you want to connect to. Let me just go down here to look at networks. And the networks, now I have the premium version of this software, which means if you get the free version, you can drive to a page that you might manage or to your profile. I like to send things to groups. Some of the groups here, Traffic University is my group, 2,500. Entrepreneurs Worldwide is 125,000 people. So to get you great exposure. So I might add in 2 or 3 groups here, and every time I post to the groups, a blog post, it's going to syndicate it to that particular group as well. So let's say if I do one video a day, I might send it to one group one day and a different group the next day, sort of thing. Twitter, you can have multiple Twitter accounts if you so desire. Instagram, all of these things, you can create multiple accounts. Now, you have to have a following in the groups for it to make sense. Now, you can build a following on a fan page at Facebook because there's some SEO there, and you can build it with Twitter. I'll show you how to grow your Twitter following. And Instagram, you can build a following. Instagram, I haven't had a ton of luck with. Pinterest, I have not had a ton of luck with the Google business. I'm going to set that up. I do get traffic all the time from LinkedIn. I post to my profile here, and I have a page set up, so I can post to both of those. Some of these things are microblogging sites like Blog11. I have a site there. I have a Tumblr site. I haven't configured this to post there, but I will. Flickr is fine too. Flickr is kind of like Instagram. Pinterest, Flickr, Instagram, they're going to post basically the thumbnail that you create for your video. Refer to the thumbnail section in order to understand how important it is to have great thumbnails on your videos. I use a piece of software to do it, but you can build them yourself or use Camtasia or something like that, or Canva or something like that to create thumbnails. But it's a must. And those thumbnails get posted to most of these sites. So you want a unique thumbnail for each video, which is what I do at this point in time. I didn't start out that way, but in order to get action out of something like Instagram and Pinterest or Flickr, you need to have a separate thumbnail and make sure that thumbnail is pretty captivating and kind of describes what the video is about. And you're going to get traffic from these sites. Marginal, but it's there. The other thing you want to do is make certain that you have set up your system to work using the in settings here. You want to connect Bitly to it, so you can track your traffic based on Bitly responses. Here you can see Bitly. So what's going to do is you'll start to notice stats from bit.ly stats, and those are social media posts, so you can actually see what's truly coming in. And you're going to see .tco, that's from Twitter, and your Twitter needs to be set up right too, so that you're able to generate traffic not only from your individual post, but an actual Twitter account too, which works wonders. So make sure, really kind of give the free version a spin, but consider buying the Blog2Social premium version, because you get a lot more to it, like even the auto posting. So you can say auto post, new post, anything that gets posted to a new post, and then we'll automatically send these posts out to these networks that I mentioned. So there. Now, it doesn't auto post the pages, but the groups, but it does the pages. So if I save this and then come back and save this, whenever a new post comes in, it's automatically going to post. Now, I like to kind of look at each post and decide how to share it or not. You see down here it says post and sharing. I'll go look at each post before I post it, preferentially. And here's the reason why. You see, this is one that came in that's brand new, and I can post it now. Let's say if I click on share to social media. This isn't automatically sharing right now because I haven't had it set up to do that, because what I like to do is I come in and I look at the individual blog post and I decide if I want it to go on all the networks I have set up. Like this particular one, I might not want to go to my LinkedIn profile, but I don't mind if it goes to my page. Definitely wanted to go to Traffic University list building, and this is the group, Entrepreneurs Worldwide, that I set up too. So there's two groups it's going to post to, plus a page. Now, you may have multiple pages, and so you can set up those multiple pages. You can actually come in and change the way this content reads before it posts, and then you just click on the share button at the bottom right, and it's going to go out and post that content for you. So I like to kind of look at that and maybe modify some of that content. But you can set up to auto post to certain networks, and then just upload your videos. But you're going to get more. You're going to get more results. I think much better results if you allow yourself to work with the individual posting. If you just don't have the time to go to your blog and do the posting like I just did, then don't worry about it. But this is the key to getting your content syndicated really properly. Oh, I got something wrong here. I guess I got to check those out and make sure they're done right. And evidently it's not. So, and I want to make sure I get those things done right so that they're activated and they work, because those groups really generate a lot of traffic for you. Great program. I'll generate a lot of traffic. My two biggest sources of traffic are fan pages, and I don't do anything to build a page, but you can if you want. I just post content and people start following because it gets liked, shared, all that viral stuff. Plus there's an SEO element to Facebook where if you got good titles and people are searching for things, they'll find your content. Twitter, I have about 2,500 followers. I can show you how to build your Twitter following. And I have a pretty good following at over, I think, close to 1,000 people in LinkedIn. But your page is also indexable by search engines and makes things happen really good. So the next thing you want to know is it's completely cool to reshare this stuff. If you want to, and matter of fact, it's actually recommended. You can go back to post and sharing here and reshare past posts. Now, I don't suggest you reshare to all the networks, but the reason why, especially in Twitter, if you come here to shared posts, you can see all these posts have already been shared, right? And I could reshare this if I want to. So let's say I want to reshare this one right here. Reshare this post. I'm going to just reshare it really. I could reshare it to Facebook, but in this particular case, I'm going to reshare it to anything you want again. But I typically only let it go to Twitter and maybe a fan page. I'll let this go to List Building Secrets, Twitter, and I'm not going to post it to LinkedIn. I'm sorry, to LinkedIn. So that way I can reshare that content. And what happens in Twitter is you want to repost your data at least twice, because if somebody misses in its newsfeed, they come in an hour later, it's already gone. They're not going to see it necessarily, depending on how many people they're following. So let's say I'm following 2,000 people. I have, my homepage changes every hour, every minute. So if that's you might not see my post, unless you say you want to see my post preferentially, which is great. But if you're trying to build that following, you want to put it out there in that Twitter feed once, twice, maybe more times, depending on how important the video is to you. I go very slow with all this stuff, especially the resharing. I don't really like resharing the content too much on I don't at all at LinkedIn, but I don't like resharing content on really too much of Facebook, but I really don't mind resharing content with Twitter. So that's the program. That's the one you want to use, and it really will make a huge difference in your traffic. So what you got going on now is you got the social network of YouTube that's doing you a lot of good. Plus you got all these other social networks. And you can really get into the premium version of this and configure it out to do a lot of sharing. And then you'll start seeing tons of traffic from that source. And you'll see it right here in your stats program. That's why we recommend you use WP Statistics, because it will happen fairly quick too. You'll be surprised, especially with Twitter. You'll start getting content come rolling in. This is, again, a pretty new site, and I'm already making money with it. But you see, I have 6 people online right now, 6 people looking at my site, and the traffic is gone up and down. You see I've had, yesterday I had 43 visit this site, today there's 30. And let's see how much money I made at this site, because I use a program called, it's called Download. Easy Digital Download Summary. I made $93 today and $708 in my first month. So this is because of the system I'm showing you, and because I'm posting this to a lot of groups, and there's a lot of solo ad groups and stuff that I post some of these videos on too, and I do some other posting to supplement the traffic to the site. So this is what generates a business. I have a very targeted audience, a very targeted following on Facebook that other people have built with their groups. I don't abuse them. I just post content there with links back to here, and it's, it'd be nice to be able to generate $100 means, if I can keep that rate up, I'll be doing, well, I'll probably be doing close to $3,000 a month at this site within a couple months. And this is just passive business, because all I do is upload videos and let everything else do it. I do my social sharing myself, but as you can see, you can use the auto poster as well.